Here's a case study that I'd like to share with you, and it's not between parents to children, but between a teacher to a student, and I think is going to help us a bit. It's between a student whose name is Jason and his teacher called Mr. Bradshaw, and in his class. Let's see how Mr. Bradshaw reacted to Jason's misbehavior first, and then how he changed and the reaction of Jason. Jason, a student in Mr. Bradshaw's 5th grade class, often lost his temper and would loudly express his hostility to others, including Mr. Bradshaw, during class. Mr. Bradshaw had tried several forms of punishment, which only seemed to intensify Jason's outbursts. He had tried sending him to the principal's office. He had tried having Jason stay after school to write 500 sentences about controlling his temper. He finally tried demanding that Jason leave the room to sit outside the classroom on a bench until he cooled down. Jason would slam the door on his way out. Sometimes he would pop up and down in front of the window, pulling faces. When he came back into the room, his demeanor was one of belligerence, and he would soon have another angry outburst. Mr. Bradshaw decided to try encouragement, keeping in mind the concept of timing, winning, cooperation, and mutual respect. He began by asking Jason to stay after class when they could be alone. When Jason came to Mr. Bradshaw after school, he found a much friendlier teacher. First, Mr. Bradshaw thanked Jason for using his valuable time to stay after school. So he tried everything negative before, and none of it worked. So he's starting now to change his style with Jason. So he would ask him to come, but when he sees him, now he wants to help him. He's not there to punish him. Yes, he is overreacting. But the way I always say when I see parents like losing it with their children, and this is definitely hindering the relationship with the Lord and their life achievement in general, I say, we are the adults. We are the ones who should be able to control ourselves. Don't let the children drive us or make us lose our mind or our temper and make us do crazy things, because they rejoice in that. At the end, they feel that they are the one who won the battle if they can make us lose our mind. So look at the way that he's adjusting now. He's coming, he's thanking him, he's respecting him, he's treating him like, almost like an adult with so much love and respect. Mr. Bradshaw thanked Jason for using his valuable time to stay after school. Then he told Jason he would very much like to work out something so they would both feel good about the solution. He owned his part of the problem by sharing with Jason that no matter how much it upset him when the outburst dispersed the class, he had been disrespectful to use punishment as a mistaken attempt to motivate Jason to be better. So he realized that the means of correction was not right. Like, he apologized for that, because the more he did it, the more he aggravated the situation. Mr. Bradshaw continued the conversation by telling Jason that he didn't want to use punishment anymore and that he needed Jason's help. He asked Jason if he would be willing to work on a solution with him. So taking his opinion and sharing in the solution. Jason was not yet willing to cooperate and showed his hostility by claiming he couldn't help, that the kids made him so mad, so he blamed all the kids. Of course it's not his fault. Remember, it may take a while for children to trust us when we change our behavior. Mr. Bradshaw agreed he could understand that feeling, because sometimes other people made him very angry also. And this is like relevant, especially when it comes to siblings. And we know who's at fault, but the other sibling is not helping out either, right? This got Jason's attention. He glanced up at Mr. Bradshaw with surprise and relief showing in his eyes. Mr. Bradshaw went on to share with Jason that he was aware of certain things happening in his body when he got angry, such as a knot. So he recognized, when we as parents also get angry, like stiff upper lip and all the veins start to show at 111 on our forehead. So he started to recognize in himself what is happening when he gets so angry. And he's aware of it. So he gets a knot in his stomach and stiffening in his shoulder. He asked Jason if he was aware of things happening to his body when he got angry. Jason couldn't think of any. Mr. Bradshaw then asked Jason if he would be willing to try an experiment and pay attention to what happened to his body the next time he lost his temper. Jason said he would. They agreed to get together after school the next time it happened so that Jason could share what he discovered. It was 5 days before Jason had another angry outburst in class, a long time for Jason, so already starting to see some kind of improvement. It is possible that he felt belonging and significance just because Mr. Bradshaw had taken the time to work with him in a friendly, respectful manner. He didn't feel the need to find belonging through misbehavior for a while. However, it didn't last forever. Don't expect that all of a sudden, perfection. Do not expect perfection, but a little bit of improvement is good. The next time Jason had a temper tantrum, Mr. Bradshaw gently put his hand on his shoulder and said, "Jason, did you notice what happened to your body just now?" That question interrupted Jason's tantrum by inviting him to think. Mr. Bradshaw sounded interested and excited as he added, "Come, see me after school and let me know." When Jason gave his report after school, he told Mr. Bradshaw he had noticed that he started clenching his fists and his teeth when he was getting angry. Mr. Bradshaw asked Jason if he would be willing to catch himself next time he started to get angry, and to take responsibility for himself by stepping outside the door for some positive time out until he had cooled off. So this way he's not kicking him out. He said, very calmly, if you need some time out, take it yourself. Mr. Bradshaw added that he wouldn't have to ask permission because he would know what Jason was doing and had faith in him to handle it all by himself. Mr. Bradshaw then asked Jason what he could do while standing outside the door to help himself feel better. Jason said, "I don't know." Mr. Bradshaw said, "How about counting to 10 or to 100 or thinking happy thoughts or simply appreciating the beautiful day?" And Jason said, "Okay." Again, it was 5 or 6 days before Jason had another temper tantrum. Again, he had felt the encouragement of discussing the problem respectfully. Again, this is a key word here. Again, the encouragement didn't last forever. The next week, Jason stepped outside the door 3 times, remaining outside for 3 to 5 minutes before coming back into the classroom, noticeably calmer. Each time, Mr. Bradshaw gave him a thumbs up sign and a wink in acknowledgement of his responsible behavior. Mr. Bradshaw was not sure what Jason did to help himself calm down, but he was grateful that Jason wasn't making faces through the window. Jason continued taking responsibility for his anger and would leave the classroom 4 or 5 times a week. It was 3 weeks before he lost his temper and shouted out at a classmate forgetting to step outside. Mr. Bradshaw talked with Jason during lunch recess and commented on how well he had been doing. He added that everyone makes mistakes while learning and asked if he would be willing to keep working for improvement. Jason agreed. Mr. Bradshaw reported that for the rest of the year, Jason would occasionally step outside the door, but he had very few outbursts. When Jason would come back in the room after cooling off, Mr. Bradshaw continued to wink at him and smile. Jason did not become perfect, but he improved significantly. Mr. Bradshaw gave the following report during a faculty meeting. Jason used to lose his temper several times a day. Now he loses control once or twice a month. I'll take it. Mr. Bradshaw was especially pleased because rapport between them improved so that their relationship became more enjoyable. I'm sorry that's a bit of a long report, but I hope that we can at least look for improvement from our children and not really perfection. I'll just leave this one with you to identify some kind of conflict that you always have with your children and figure out a way to resolve it. I know we're running out of time now, so we'll just jump to the conclusion. My favorite word, okay? In conclusion, it all starts with the couple at home. All starts with the couple at home. before believing that you can ignite your love for of your children to Christ, make sure that you are on fire, spiritual fire that is. You have to build certain spiritual disciplines among yourselves at home, in prayer, in personal meditation, meetings, and make sure that home is the place for main spiritual growth and development. Okay? Don't just put all the responsibility to church or Sunday school. Make sure that the most of the spiritual development and growth is happening at home. Expect that challenges are going to come on the way. It's not going to be smooth sailing all the way, but you as a family unit are going to stick by each other to get over these challenges. You have to figure out ways on how you will adjust your parenting styles in order to make sure that your children are growing in the Lord. And make sure that you change yourself before you expect to change your children. And just finally, make sure that you pray a lot. You know, when you buy real estate, you always say, location, location, location. With raising our children, we just have to be on our knees a lot. And just pray that the Lord really touches their hearts and their lives. And we are so thankful, by the way, we are so thankful for God's greatness and love and compassion. And the way that He's been working in the church and our community, we see amazing parents, amazing parenting, and amazing children who are really fired up for the Lord. So if I were you, I wouldn't be worried. But I think these are just some pointers along the way just to reevaluate our parenting and our relationship for one another. I really appreciate this gathering. May God bless you all, and I thank you for inviting me once more. And I ask for your prayers as I also pray for you, and glory be to God forever and ever. Amen.